You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show.
Oh my God! He's back! That's right! It's me! It's me! It's Show T-I-M-E! And to my right is a man that not many can match his wrestling knowledge. Is that Cassius Ohno? Oh no! It's Ryan Clum! And across the table, do my eyes deceive me? Is that an angel I see?
Oh my
Close
God.
enough.
Oh my God.
It's Cathy, the Great Kelley, and we are the best show on AfterBuzz TV. Woo!
Wow.
I'm back.
Not according to the comments last week.
Now that Josh has buttered us all up, he wasn't here last week to see how we got reamed.
Oh my God, I got destroyed.
in the comments.
Everyone got reamed. You got it probably the least. I got murdered last week.
I was told that I'm not hot enough to be a model or an actress,
Oh
so
my
that is
God.
why
What?
I'm here. But I am here because I love you guys and I'm a fan of WWE.
Wow.
Show yourselves.
My mom liked the show last week.
Well, if you did or didn't like it, thank you for tuning in again tonight, Monday Night Raw, July 8th, live from Baltimore, Maryland.
We got to get right into it.
We're going to get right into it so we don't get
Settle down,
any
Marks.
more hatred.
Oh, don't say that word.
The M word.
Yeah, that's not nice.
So
a dirty word.
a lot happened on Raw tonight. Not as package heavy as it's been the past
No,
couple
yeah.
weeks. We got more matches, longer matches. Vickie's job evaluation, which we will be having our very own job evaluation later on the show, but we will save that for the end because we know that that's where you want it. And then we also got the long-awaited Wyatt family debut.
Didn't disappoint in my opinion. I thought this whole show was good. I enjoyed Raw tonight.
It's the last Raw before Money in the Bank. They got to promo that a lot. But overall, yeah, solid show.
Yeah.
I don't think that there was anything outstanding other than the Wyatt family.
And
but
I think the third hour dipped a little bit, with the evaluation, but it never fell apart. And overall, I enjoyed tonight.
Yeah.
I thought it was a solid 3 hours. Once again, for having a 3-hour Raw, which is a very long show, it was a good show.
And I've got some words for the Baltimore, Maryland crowd. They're close by to my heart. I've frequented Baltimore quite a bit in my days since I'm from Richmond, Virginia. You guys tonight, I'll say, you guys got a treat tonight. Okay, and I got some words later on of a time late in the show that I got pissed off with you people. Okay, and I know, and I'm gonna break you down, Baltimore. Okay, I'm gonna break you down. You got it coming.
well, all the Baltimore peeps are going to comment on how they hate Josh now.
Yes.
Hey, you know what?
I love Baltimore.
Our Baltimore fans might be right with me when they hear what I got to say.
Clum's pulling a Vickie. I love
Yes.
everyone. Everyone.
Everyone's
I'm trying
so
to pull like a
good.
Mick
I love you and
Foley
back.
cheap pop.
Phil running the 1s and 2s tonight.
Yes.
Got a new producer. He's sitting in the spot because he's got to give us our evaluation later.
Damn right.
I just want to
Damn
say,
right.
There he is.
Phil, it's an honor to have you here. We're very happy to have you.
You
Yeah.
kiss
You're the
up.
best.
You are such a kiss up.
You're the
I'm Brad
best
Maddox.
You
executive
are
producer.
so Brad
And
Maddox.
Josh isn't even the one in trouble.
Hey, I go down with the
Hey,
ship, all right? I'm with
it's
you
early.
guys.
Show's still early, so.
Take full
Okay.
responsibility.
Well, let's jump right into it. We started off with a Wyatt family promo. Another one. I think this is a standard one that we've seen a couple times.
Yeah, and leading up to tonight, you could see almost week to week getting more and more. Like you could almost see the back office going, like getting excited about this and saying, "Let's push this a little bit more. Let's push this a little bit more."
I was getting so creeped out by them. Like the last segment, like I feel like the arm hairs were just like sticking
It's been a
out.
long
So
time.
creepy.
A long time since we had something like this.
Yeah, and
since the Brood, really.
Yeah, and the promos have been cool, and they've gotten. Like you always knew they were kind of going for that Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel, but I think some of the earlier ones felt a little bit like fun and goofy, and they didn't really capture that. Tonight, and especially that we'll get into it, but the third one where you actually see Bray in like the house, it got very creepy, and then that with the sheet mask and everything, it was very good today.
I thought it looked Blair Witch Project-esque.
Yes,
For sure.
Like with the handheld camera and everything.
It was like Blair Witch meets the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was a mix of like different things. It was very cool.
They did it very well. Very well.
Very Cape Fear as well.
There's some Cape
it was
Fear in
certainly
there.
his character, very New Orleans.
Yeah, anything of that kind of. I think it's a lot of different things they've taken from.
And this
David Koresh. And
This is how you introduce people properly.
Yes.
You get the fans excited for them over the span of a month or two, and then
Look what
you
he did for
introduce them.
Fandango, We
And the
hated
crowd
his guts
still
before he
reacts to
stepped into
him.
the
They
ring.
love him still.
Sandow, Damien Sandow was like 2 months of promos. I mean, it's called a slow build, and it's usually it's when it's done properly, it's great, and this was good. So let's get. I guess we'll get into that later on.
So Bricky is in the ring with a ladder. Vickie climbs the ladder, gets to the top, and Lawler comes out with an "excuse me." I've always wanted to say this to you, Bricky. Says the McMahons will include the opinion of the WWE Universe tonight in the decision of where your fate lies within the company. Polls open on the app later, and you can grade Vickie as the managing supervisor with either a pass or a fail.
Of course, only the East Coast got the vote, but
What would you have voted? You're sore about not being able to
would've
vote.
gone against
What would you have voted?
she did a great job.
I would have voted fail just to see who they named as
You're
the next
supposed to vote
GM.
fail.
Yeah, everybody's supposed to vote fail.
I feel like if they had voted pass, you would have known something was fishy.
Or else vote for the word. I guess that doesn't exist anymore. But
Yeah, well,
whatever.
I would just love to see Triple H's reaction. He'd be like, "Oh, well, crap. Congratulations." But if that did happen, would they go with it? No, they would have changed it, right? It's their graphic. They can just.
I think they could have just changed it up and said, well, honestly, we disagree with the WWE Universe. We're going to do what's best for the company.
Right.
It's not like
That's
it's
how
a
you play it.
live feed that
Right,
you can
and
see on the internet.
Of course,
it's their graphic
right.
on.
So the line when she said we're going to let the WWE, they obviously knew going into that point. If going out for that segment was they would have had different lines ready to go. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And they might have
I'm
had polls on the app earlier in the week, kind of gauging what was going to happen
polls.
tonight.
Remember the flash polls? Chris Jericho talked about those.
That's right. Right
So-
here on this couch.
And honestly,
Shameless plug for
it's
him.
not a huge stretch to think, hey, if we're going to give the WWE Universe a chance to vote, do they like Vickie or not? Then it's going to be 3-1 or 4 or whatever. It was a 75% against.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out where it's going to go.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later in the night. Vickie starts sucking up to the WWE Universe, saying that she loves them and they're like family to her, and family always has each other's backs.
Amen.
Right.
Do you believe that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no, does she?
Blood's thicker than water.
Not that families always have each other's backs. does
She's
she love
McMahon family gonna have my back.
the WWE Universe as much as she claims to?
Of course not.
Well, she puts up a hell of a card for us tonight.
She does.
Yeah, and she
and she
announces
announces it right
the
off the
whole
bat.
card right there.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
fantastic card, Vickie. And you
And
lose
it's
your
all
job
her-
tonight in a landslide?
With Kane and Christian, she announces. But the big one, CM Punk and Randy Orton,
Yeah.
which was.
And then you,
As the main event.
a lot of
big for free
WrestleMania
TV.
rematches here. Sheamus versus
Daniel
Bryan.
Bryan to start the show off, and then we were gonna get. Did she also announce Cena and Mark Henry would be face to face? Did she announce that?
I don't think she did.
Okay, I can't
Yeah, I
I
remember.
that
think
was
she just
between
announced the
those two.
matches. She didn't announce.
Because they
anything
announced
else.
that obviously,
Yeah.
but they announced that going into the show tonight. I wasn't sure she mentioned that or not, and then I think she mentioned the Wyatt family premiere as well.
I mean, people could argue that she didn't come up with any of those matches if most of them are from past WrestleManias.
Right. And I mean, obviously, there's been times she's been. It goes along with the storyline, though. She's been taking credit for a lot of things that aren't hers. She's like, well, I signed RVD, and that was time when Triple H goes, well, I don't remember you there when I was on the phone signing contracts. So she's been playing that up.
Yeah.
So
first match, Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan.
Great match.
Hey, I wanted this thing to be done in 17 seconds. Go, man. Get it, Daniel Bryan. Get it.
No.
Revenge. But, I don't know if you guys were around on the internet today, this week, but Sheamus got his 100th win.
Yeah.
He's the first one to get 100 wins in 2013.
123 matches, I think.
123 matches.
That's intense.
That's why
He wins all the time.
every week, as much as I think Sheamus is amazing and his character's flawed, I still think he's a great wrestler. He never has bad matches.
No, he's good.
But he always wins. It's like, smug break.
And he hasn't really been that much of a bully over the last couple weeks.
He's
toned it down a little bit, but he's still doing a couple things that are a little unprovoked.
But it's been pulled back.
Well, I heard that they were watching the show. They said, well, Josh Padgett's saying he's
The
kind of
AfterBuzz show?
Yeah, the
Absolutely.
AfterBuzz. They don't like
Do
it.
that every week.
Yeah, check in.
So when Daniel Bryan made his entrance, of course, the crowd's all behind him. They were a little bit weaker later in the night, but
We'll get into why I thought they were weaker later in the night.
They loved this match. Was this the proper match to start off with, though?
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
You think so?
Yeah, I got it started hot. Like, I was like, yes. Yeah,
I feel like it should have been higher in the card, though.
Well, here's the thing. You want to start the show hot. So, like, if you just start with, like, some slower things, it takes slower to build. If you get the show going hot with a great match, because, I mean, you could say, well, this could have been a main event match, but we already had an amazing main event match. So throw this one on early, get the crowd into it.
Gets the fans,
get
the
viewers going.
Yeah, it gets them hooked in. They're like, I don't worry about what else is on the guide. I'm going to stay here.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why, people will get bad, but, like, why you have the divas later on, usually, and they're usually used to bring the audience down to get ready for the main event. That's why you always see them right before the main event or right before a big match on pay-per-views, is because to bring the lull down a little bit before you have your next big match.
Rest their voices
and they kind of did that with them a little tonight. But no, I loved starting the show off with this match, and I love the finish of this match.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, the finish. Because right as they did it, the finish was Sheamus locked in. Did you want to talk more about the match? Was there anything you wanted to mention
I was
during the
going to
match
say,
before we get
actually,
into the finish?
I felt like the match went on a little bit long, and then the finish was like the most exciting part, obviously.
Yeah.
But
they're always great at finishes. The one thing about, like, the WWE is, even if the match is usually crap, the finishes are usually interesting and well written. They're incredible at good finishes.
Because that's what most of us remember. As fans.
Absolutely.
It's like, that was awesome.
So Sheamus at one point locks in the Texas Cloverleaf, and just at that, they're talking about how Daniel Bryan knows a counter to everything, and you never see anyone get out of this move other than, like, powering up, and he literally got up, tucked in, and rolled into a small package, which I've never seen done before.
No, never.
With that, and got the win out of it. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. Got a clean win on Sheamus, and that was a great thing too. There were some clean wins in big matches where you would think there's going to be a double DQ, there's going to be some little thing to protect guys, and we got some clean wins tonight, which
is
was
very refreshing.
Very refreshing. Yeah.
Draw the lines. Who's the strongest out there? We got a match coming up on Sunday, and we're going to find out.
And I guess Sheamus did not get win 101, did he?
No, you're going to stay right there, son.
yeah.
And maybe...
Was this 91 for Bryan? I think Bryan was number 2 on that list with 90 wins.
He has 90,
I believe, right?
Yeah.
So this is 91. He's catching up to Sheamus, 9 away.
Crazy. Who do you think will finish out the year higher?
I don't think it matters.
Whoever's got the title.
Okay.
But yeah, he got his WrestleMania 28 revenge, right? That's awesome. Clean. And then they shook hands afterwards. Not so bully, Sheamus.
No.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very good. You can't do it because the fans are too behind you. Nah, you can't do that.
Another thing we got
Give me
a
a
lot
break.
of tonight was highlights from RVD. The first one we got was from Money in the Bank, April 2006.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, he returns this Sunday.
A lot of people
Money in the
very
Bank.
excited about that.
That place
I'm
is gonna go
excited
nuts.
about that, yeah.
And it's in like
big
ECW
name.
territory. Oh my God.
They're going to go crazy, yeah. This is going to be great.
Go to commercial, come back, and Wyatt family promo.
Yeah. Well, it's not really a Wyatt family promo.
Well, Wyatt family, I don't know what you would call it, video package. I don't know.
It was the reporter looking for the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
So this is
we see it from his perspective.
Looking,
never really see who it is.
Blair Witch-like.
Yeah, this first one was okay. I mean, it
they
didn't
wanted
really,
to build it up. It got creepier every single time.
Absolutely, and I mean, I knew what they were going for. This one just was. I didn't think the first one was
because we didn't
as
see,
executed as well. It was.
We didn't see the Wyatts at all. It was just them going, and there's these creepy hillbilly-looking people.
Like the
and they
acting
said,
on the hillbillies.
You know, keep going that way, you'll find them.
Yeah, I didn't like the delivery of the. I mean, it's just a little thing. I didn't like the delivery of the guys that he was going to. But
yeah, the guy on the right, the skinny dude, he looked like a meth guy, addict or something. I was like, hey, well done.
An extra for Breaking Bad, you mean?
I was like thinking, I was like, so where's this guy from? You know?
I totally understood what they were going for. I didn't think the execution on this particular. All the others were great. This one wasn't my favorite, but it was short and it was the beginning one. It was fine. I understood what they were going for, so it was.
And you're like, ooh,
okay,
this is going to be good.
I liked it when it was happening, and then seeing the other ones, I got more and more excited. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's just like if you look at the episodes, this is the weakest one. I think that even this one could have been done a little bit better, but
do they even need it?
But that's just nitpicking.
Did they even need that one?
I'm nitpicking. I'm completely nitpicking.
So, recap. We get a little recap from SmackDown this past week. The Divas match, Caitlyn versus Alicia Fox, and then AJ and Caitlyn getting into it, of course. Backstage, AJ and Biggie. Dolph interrupts, and he wants some alone time with AJ because he's a little upset. She's missed his past 2 matches, and he thinks she's been focusing on her feud with Caitlyn a little bit too much. So
yeah, I'm surprised they went with that direction. I would have thought Dolph would have been like, listen, thank you for not coming out. I'm really upset right now. I need to focus on myself.
People have been saying there's a demise between them. Like they're not going to last much longer.
Dolph is a little confusing right now. Like, is he a baby face? Is he a heel? I mean, it's not even like a tweener thing. It's like it's back and forth. It's a little bit confusing.
Does it even make much sense to continue a storyline with AJ at this point? I mean, they need to conclude it.
They need to conclude it. They need to do something. I just would rather them. Is Dolph a babyface or is a heel? Let's
seems
define
like
that.
he's resting back into that heel mode. Very easily. He's like, this is where I like to be.
It's almost like he's a heel, but because he's facing a worse heel, he's more he's the facer of the heel. But there's still 2 heels, and it's
the lesser of 2 evils.
And I think you need to commit either way. I don't like heel anyways, but. I'd like them to commit to Dolph. Let's just make him a babyface and see what he can do.
You know, like week in and week out here, we've been seeing and we've talked about this a couple of times. It's like you have certain almost like territories again now, where you go into a certain town and you're cheered as a heel.
It's always been that way.
Yeah, right. And it's like it seems really strong now because we have so many guys in the locker room who are kind of in the in-between mode that we normally don't have. And it would be really interesting to see we need to put a map together. And I want to see where the lines are drawn. We need to keep track of each town,
different
each
towns
city.
like different things. I know Portland, Oregon is very old school, especially if you're in the Indies. If you do less of the high fly, I know they like the old school wrestling.
I can't really see them liking wrestling that much. Portland.
Oregon. I mean, that's where Roddy Piper's from. He actually runs his own promotion up there.
They ride their bicycle there. And bring their pot brownies.
And Portland's only about 12 hours here, so a lot of the local guys here. Actually, my good friend the Hobo is wrestled up in Portland yesterday. Oh, wow. So a lot of guys from here actually travel up there, and I hear it's I haven't been up there yet, but I hear it's very old school. So different places you go around the country like different things.
Yeah.
And if you, I'm digressing, but the old school guys when they traveled around to the territories were very good at figuring that out.
It'd be cool if they started to recognize that in actual wrestlers, you know how when Punk says and do that today, how Punk says my hometown, I'll go there. But in his hometown, Ziggler gets cheered there too. In Chicago,
because Chicago fans are awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, and they have, it's true.
Just quickly back in the days when you had
I can't say anything because Richmond sucks.
And that's what was great about the territories and the old school guys. If you were in California, you'd work there for 3 months, and then when you might go to Tennessee, and they would react differently. So you'd have to figure your gimmick out to there. So these guys could literally travel territory to territory, and in a match, figure out how to change things up to get that reaction. They're not liking this, let's switch this up in the middle of the match. It's a little bit harder to do that because we don't have a a territory system like that anymore. But that's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. So
Dolph and AJ. Dolph says he's going to go all the way, get his 3rd World Heavyweight Championship title. So turn off your phones.
sorry,
Going to be brought up in our...
That was Christian Rosenberg.
Stupid Christian. What does he want?
What did he say? Oh, okay. He said, calling it now, Kane too hurt to compete at Money in the Bank will be replaced by Lesnar. So that is Christian Rosenberg.
His prediction.
Yeah.
Hey, Lesnar ain't climbing up no ladder, Rosenberg. He ain't climbing up no ladder.
So, yeah, that's how the segment ends. They make out and back. Everything seems good. I don't know how much longer it'll last, but for the time being, it is.
Yeah.
Get a video highlight of Mark Henry's
We've
time at
seen
the
this a
WWE,
billion
which we've
times.
seen. Yeah, it's still great.
It is. Yeah.
Do we need to see it another time? I don't know.
Just in case people missed last week and Main Event and SmackDown and NXT and Superstars and any other show.
I think they just wanted a reason to promote their match at
course.
Money in the Bank, him and Cena.
Of course.
So
They got their money out of that promo.
we go to commercial, come back with another highlight of RVD from Money in the Bank, May 2002. And then we go into our tag match, Rollins and Reigns versus Tons of Funk. Good match.
They
Yeah,
got
it was good.
some new threads, right? They're
Yeah.
fully matching. They got a little logo on the front. It's cute.
TOF.
TOF.
And
then-
you said in the lower third, they said TOF, right?
Well, I was talking about TOF on there,
okay.
sure, not the lower third, but it may have as well. I didn't catch that.
And then they got the little dinosaur fossil spine
yes.
in the back, and it says
The Brodus
Sweet
thing.
Tea. Brodus.
I like their new gear.
They look like a tag team now.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And this was, it was a basic TV match. It was good, but a very, very, the finish was cool.
That second great finish we've had in a row.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool? I can see these guys one day getting pissed off and say, no more dancing. We're going to be like Legion of Doom. We're going to be
Serious?
freaking monsters. We're going to come in the ring. We're going to just like Brothers of Destruction and just empty places. I could see him do it. Tonight, I mean, Sweet Tea, every week now, I've seen him for the past month and a half, has been on fire.
Yeah. And
Do you
how
think
I'm
fans will
trying to
take that
remember
seriously,
exactly how-
though?
If done right.
If done right,
If
absolutely.
they're pushed.
Yeah.
And they're like, the music starts and they're like, no. And they
make
just
it a
walk
little
out. And they're like,
stronger.
oh, you're not going to dance? And the Funkadactyl's like, all right, we'll dance and we'll
I
take
don't know
that
if I would
gimmick.
buy it.
Or maybe you turn him heel.
Yeah.
Maybe
Do it
you
like-
turn him heel and turn him into a monster tag team. Have him beat
Yeah,
up
like the acolytes.
Have him
Make
beat
them
up
like the acolytes and
Funkadactyls.
I
beat
just
the
love their
crow.
personality so much. No.
That's
squash
the
the
PG era. It's the
Funkadactyls in the
PG era. They can't hit women.
I'm trying to remember, how did they go? The finish was that Reigns thing. I'm trying to remember exactly.
So Sweet Tea got the hot tag. He's going nuts. Oh, the close call when he
got
did the
aid.
it's not the
The Albert Bomb.
Is it the
They
Albert
used
Bomb?
to,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
used to call it the Albert Bomb. I forget what they call it now, but
Yeah, boom. Say that 1-2 close. Rollins gets thrown into the ropes. Reigns gets the quick tag. on
that's
the
right.
track.
The quick tag.
Rollins ducks, dives
Misses it.
over
Boom.
the top rope, hits Brodus, and then
Hits him with the spear.
Reigns hits the
Yeah.
spear. 1, 2, 3.
Shield wins.
Shield looks tough.
Shield wins.
But
Very good.
But the TOF did not look bad.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Even though it's a shorter.
Good match, great finish. Big thumbs
Again,
up.
solid.
Yeah, solid first hour.
So Rollins and Reigns will be facing the Usos in a pre-pay-per-view match for the tag title.
I don't like the fact that the tag titles are not on the pay-per-view.
You don't have time? Like, how do we not have time?
Let's
I
move
understand not
something
having
else.
time. It's very weird. I think that they want people. Do you have to buy the pre?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's
free.
It's free, but the titles should still be on the main pay-per-view. It diminishes the titles to have them.
They did it on
'Cause the-
WrestleMania.
Well, the U.S. title's always.
I know, and they've been doing that. I just don't like that. I let's see a different match on there that doesn't have a championship on it. You should have to pay to see the championships.
Who do you
Here's
guys
what I
think
don't
are gonna
like.
win?
It never works for us when we try to watch these pre-shows. It just doesn't work.
That's true.
That's my biggest frustration.
Yeah.
I'll pay to watch it. I'll pay whatever I have to do.
They're gonna
but I
fix
want to
that
watch
streaming.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some technical issues with the YouTube feed.
Yeah.
So
But I don't think it's not just us.
No, yeah, I think the last one was okay,
lot
but
of people have been
we had problems with WrestleMania. We had problems with the one after that. I think Payback was okay, and we actually caught it, but
So-
but we have had problems.
who do you guys think are gonna win tag team match?
Oh, Rollins and Reigns.
You think?
Yeah, I gotta go with
Usos
them.
are looking tough though.
People,
They're
I
making
mean,
them
they've
look
been on
good.
the ups, and a lot of people have been saying that the Shield has been losing that push that they've had from the WWE the last couple months. Last
I don't
7
think
months,
so.
I guess.
I don't think so. They're still wrestling Big Air, and they won tonight.
I mean, I think they still look amazing, but a lot of people, I mean,
they haven't lost anything.
But here's the thing: Usos weren't on TV tonight, so they weren't on TV at all. If they were to win, it would be like, oh, we need to remember them.
Yeah.
They were on the go home show.
I don't think they're going to win. I just think that there's a
it's going to get
change.
close.
Yeah.
And I think
really
it's
close.
also because they were involved with all main event players. They were involved with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton and stuff, and now they're the champions, so they need to go wrestle guys like the Usos. So people probably look, oh, well, they're not wrestling the
headliners anymore.
Headliners anymore. Well, I don't consider that a D push.
Yeah.
They're just going and doing what they need to do in the storyline right now. They're still getting pushed. They're still winning. They're still being featured in matches and long matches. And I mean, trust me, the WWE is fully behind the Shield.
Yeah.
I don't see anything telling me otherwise.
Yeah.
So go to commercial, come back with the Wyatt family, or the same thing with the reporter and the handheld. Can't call it a promo.
Yeah, it was a the Blair Witch video.
Yeah, this time we see, who was it who was cutting the lumber with
That was
the
Eric,
little lamb,
Eric Rowan with the
Rowan.
lamb, and then Luke Harper is like, hey, over here, and follow me, and then they go back to where he was chopping. He's gone. It was really cool.
creepy.
Yeah, very,
Getting
very
worse
creepy.
and worse.
Yes. And that's not where they finally, that's where he says, follow me, and then that cuts from there, I
Yeah.
I'm
believe.
gonna have bad dreams about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, and let's just say this is, to me, the first time they've really captured that creepiness. Like I said before, I understood what they were going for, but somehow they didn't capture it. My roommate was watching it with me the first time, and he's like, I know where they're going, but they're not scaring me. You know,
I
they're
think
trying
that
to
they
be
wanted
scary.
it to build up, and then tonight they wanted to.
Well, it's just, it was very similar to how they were doing in NXT, and they figured out how to get the edge on it tonight. It was the style of production,
NXT
and they
fans
really edged it up.
love them though. Whenever their
Yes.
music plays, everyone's
Absolutely.
just swaying.
So they had to move them
And
up.
if you would notice over the last, like from the very early videos when they started doing them, they're closer to the NXT ones. They got creepier as they went. They were figuring out with the sheet mask they added, and like the quick flash frames and the rocking chair. They got creepier as they went on. They started to figure out how to make these guys
And
creepier.
at first, I
and
got a
tonight
little-
was phenomenal.
Yeah. At first, I was like, oh, I don't like Luke Harper like talking, like because in NXT they were the silent ones,
Yes.
like Bray talk. And I was like, because Luke Harper
more
doesn't
depth.
have.
Do you
but
think they're
it's-
going to use Harper and Rowan a lot, or
yeah,
is it going to mostly be centered on Bray?
If you watch the way they do it in NXT, it's like Bray will sit and watch them. I think they're going to actually probably get featured more than I even thought they were going to.
Yeah.
Because I know there was question like when they bring Bray up, well, do they bring the family up? Well, yeah, and I think the family's getting more featured.
I think it'll be very interesting to see how the WWE
Yeah.
uses them over the coming months.
I agree.
And if it'll go over.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing too. I mean, you don't need Bray to wrestle right away. I mean, just have the family and build up the Bray getting
Get him in the ring. Get him in the ring. People will be like
People will go
screaming for
crazy.
blood. Like, get
It'll
him in the
be
ring. We want to
so
hurt him.
anticipated
Don't put him
if
in the
he's
ring
just
for
sitting
2
on the
months. Yeah,
side
for
with
2
Let him
a
just do it and laugh.
2 months.
2 months,
I
don't
was
let him
thinking
in there.
like 3 weeks.
Dude, you have been sitting out
The
there
real
and
little
build up.
Fandango. And like, I'm not going to wrestle until you
Yeah, that was
pronounce
forever.
my, I don't know, something right.
Don't let him. Don't have him wrestle till. Oh, I mean, I guess it would be shorter than 2 months, but like SummerSlam. Don't have him debut at SummerSlam or
SummerSlam.
something like that.
Finally get him in the ring.
That's the end of August, so we're a month and a half away. Finally get him in the ring at SummerSlam. I would love that. But
See-
there's so many ways you can go with it.
Cena's music plays. Cena says he's been waiting for the world's strongest man to come out. And then Mark Henry's music plays. Henry says that winning the WWE title will make his career, and he'll have a sure shot at the Hall of Fame if he wins it.
He's
when
been
he wins
starving
it.
for 17 years.
Yeah.
And there's only one thing that could satisfy my hunger.
A Snickers bar?
Oh, Cena.
funny.
That was good. I'll give it to you.
It was a little
It's
weak.
for the kids. It's for the kids.
So Cena says you better walk out WWE champion this Sunday, because otherwise, if you don't, you have lost the respect of everyone and you have gained nothing. 17 years gone.
Really, Cena? That's a little harsh there.
Kind of.
I thought it was good though.
It was
Yeah.
great.
I thought this
Cena was
whole
awesome.
thing was very good.
Henry, oh man, what did he say? He
I have so many
he's
notes
like,
on
you,
this.
oh yeah, you got your stuff before I got mine. I wrote stuff after you.
What's he said? He I guess it was Cena said he leveraged his family for
Leveraged-
leather
yeah,
and
yeah,
gold.
that's what- yeah.
I love when he walked out. He said he got the same look, the look of fear.
Is it worse because a lot of it has some truth behind it?
Yeah,
I mean they're using his
always
truth
best
behind it.
real life situation.
You used a promo and you put your family out there.
Yeah, I mean, Summer of Punk, the Punk Triple H stuff was all about, stuff out in the real, and that's why it was so edgy and so
This
good.
is Phil Brooks talking to Paul Levesque. Oh!
Yeah, I thought
Good stuff.
This wasn't a short bit. This was like
No,
12,
they gave him some
13
time.
minutes, and it felt fast. Like,
Yeah.
and it never slowed down. For me
The
personally,
pacing was good.
I thought that everything they were saying was important. It all had meat to it. There wasn't just words thrown out just to say stuff and kill time. I mean, they were going forward with it the whole time.
You think I care? You think I care about what you think? What these people think? Either way, you care. I don't. I'll cross lines. You won't. Oh, yeah? You want to cross the line, Mark? Takes your shirt off.
For
Draws
free?
a line on the
For
ring.
free?
Come on, cross the line now. We'll make money in the bank happen right
Interrupt
now.
one more time or something.
yeah. Interrupt one more time. I'll make money in the bank happen tonight. We'll do it then. And then he said, man, I don't take a pay cut. 50% pay cut. I don't fight for free. I'll see you Sunday.
Henry ends up slamming Cena.
Yeah, well,
World's
first
strongest
he
slam.
flinched him.
Yeah.
He's done that a lot.
Cena, you little
We
bitch.
argue about this because I feel like it makes Cena look scared and weak. You said that it's fine.
Have Mark Henry come in here. I guarantee you there's not a man on this planet if Mark Henry won.
It made Mark Henry look strong.
Out of me, yeah.
And Cena
Wouldn't scare me
Cena
because I know
didn't
that he
cower.
wouldn't hit a girl.
Yeah, of course. I don't know that. I've seen lots of girls get hit on WWE TV.
As long as it's not taped.
Hey, Bubba Ray Dudley powerbomb 70-year-old Mae Young through a table.
That was my
it was the
favorite
Attitude Era,
with the Dudleys. His face of euphoria when he would be sitting in the rubble of a table after he would slam like Trish Stratus.
Mae
And just-
Young, she was like 75 at the time. She got, you know Mae Young.
Yeah.
She's Bubba Ray Dudley, about 10 years ago, she was like 75, power bombed her from the second rope through a table.
Awesome.
She's insane. I love Mae Young.
YouTube it anymore.
Absolutely
Anyone had
love
seen
Mae Young.
YouTube that stuff. Oh my
But
God.
Henry picks up the title, stands over Cena.
Yeah.
Refs check
Oh, yeah.
on
Well,
Cena.
Cena-
But one thing we forgot, he flinches Cena, and Cena
yeah.
flinches, and then like Henry starts to back up, and Cena actually turns. And you always learn, you never turn your back to your opponent or whoever you're facing with. He turns, and Henry gets him from
It's predictable
gets him
when
from
he
the side.
turns.
All he was doing, pick up his title. He was like, I'm going to go pick up my title. No, wait till
Yeah.
that big man gets out of the ring.
Yeah. Or walk backwards
Yeah.
and squat down and pick it up. And
Cena sold it though. He looked like he was
Yeah.
in pain.
And
yeah.
then he tried to pick him up for the AA. Couldn't do it. Couldn't lift the big man up.
Yes.
Doesn't have the strength. Will he have the strength on Sunday?
And
Tune in.
I
We
love
shall
that.
see.
And you know what? That was a really great way to end it. It makes you go, oh my God, is Henry gonna squash this guy? And it makes you want to buy the pay-per-view. I thought this was an excellent way to sell the pay-per-view.
And they've been really good about promoting this pay-per-view, especially. In the past couple months, I feel like they haven't been that strong.
You always talk about, the big four pay-per-views. You've got WrestleMania 1, SummerSlam would be 2, probably Rumble would be 3. Survivor Series has always been considered one of the 4, but to me, the Money in the Bank now has kind of overtaken that. Like, this is an important pay-per-view. The last couple of years, it always seems to deliver.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. It means
I
something.
haven't seen one yet, so I can't really talk.
But winning those briefcases means something. I mean, that's a possible now year storyline that you're starting. You have no idea.
And
So
we had that
it
with
means
Dolph. I
something.
mean, he had it up until
For a very long time.
A month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Brian's
cashed
had
it in?
it. Punk's had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's 2 of them. So this pay-per-view is great. I mean, 2 years ago had that amazing CM. It was Money in the Bank where Punk won his first WWE title and left the company and walked out through the Chicago crowd with the title as Vince McMahon staring at him, screaming at him, wanting his belt back.
Yeah.
This is a great pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this one.
Backstage, Money in the Bank. We're talking Money in the Bank. Orton and Josh Matthews are there to talk about his match later tonight with CM Punk. Orton says he doesn't think that Punk is the best in the world. And Orton says he would cash in Money in the Bank against Cena if he survives Henry on Sunday.
If he survives, and when he said he'll cash in on him, he will not hesitate to cash in if he sees him down. And he's talked about this before in other promos, how he's hungry and he wants the title. And if when he wins that Money in the Bank, he will, the first chance he gets, he wants the title. He's going to go after that. This is awesome because what this does is elevates the championship. You know, we always talk about wanting the championship to be important and not having too many and whatnot. And so when you have other people chasing that, wanting that, all of a sudden, this little promo that Randy Orton talks about how important that is to him, it elevates the title that Cena has on him, and it makes Cena's
He doesn't want
title,
the briefcase; he wants the title.
Exactly, and so he makes it. He just made Cena's title more important because he wants it. And I wish more guys would do this. Be talking about even lower card guys. You know, let's see. You know, even guys in tag teams talk about one day wanting to have that championship because it makes it more important.
They need to talk about like that a lot more.
Yeah, they do need to do a lot more of that. And I don't know if Randy, if it was the writing team that did this or Randy did that on his own, you know, because he's gonna
Probably the writing team.
Well, no, because certain guys only get like bullet points. Like CM Punk rips up, will turn around, and I mean, there's very famous stories of him literally ripping up scripts in front of the writing team.
Because he's amazing on the mic. I don't think that everyone has that.
But this was before. But this was before he had the new contract. I mean, Punk was just doing that at certain times because he got fed up to a certain point and said, I'm going to take the ball. There are certain guys who are going to be told, you have to read it word for word. There's certain guys who aren't. And Randy Orton's one of those guys who's going to be given a little bit more of a leeway.
A little leeway, but I don't think he has complete.
No, not complete control. So, but I mean, that's my question. Is this just great psychology by Randy Orton? Was this something working with the creative team? I have no idea, but it was good.
The creative team has been doing amazingly the past couple weeks.
They have.
And
they've been much better.
I mean, the writing has been on point.
We haven't really complained about it.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
they've been great. When they cleaned house, it's shown. It's shown how much these new writers have been.
They're wrapping up storylines. The segments are just, they've got the perfect amount of comedy and drama. Like
nothing is thrown away. Everything is used.
It felt like for a couple months we were yelling about hack writers every show. And
every single episode or after show we were.
Since like right before Payback, or I forget when it was, but the last maybe month and a half, it's felt much better.
Refreshing.
Yeah, a lot less Swiss cheese, a lot less holes and plot holes.
I love the way you just described that. So, Jericho versus Curtis Axel in a non-title match. Get a little McGillicuddy later, which I want to talk about. But first, Axel makes his entrance, and Clum, you noted that the entrances are getting a little bit better.
He's coming out.
He's
at the
getting
right
better.
time.
Yeah,
I feel like the crowd and fans are still not behind him yet, though.
No, not yet, but I can see like his delivery is getting better, and I mean it's not that he's getting a lot more practice now because it's very different, working in front of smaller crowds at NXT and the spots he had. Now he's getting some mic time in front of these big crowds. He's getting more comfortable.
He was decent on the mic tonight.
Much better. And a couple weeks ago, he did some good stuff in that Miz TV segment on SmackDown. I'm liking him more and more.
So he's accompanied by Paul Heyman, who has his sunglasses on because he's got a major black eye from SmackDown. I didn't watch it. Do you know how
I missed SmackDown this week.
Okay.
And I miss the days where superstars walked to the ring in shades or did promos in shades.
I was going to say it looked like you guys when we started the show.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, Four Horsemen.
It's so cool. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, those lights are pretty bright.
Let's see.
Bright lights, man. Tonight is the night. This all of a sudden
we gotta wear shades.
We've got so much more attitude now, Cathy. Don't you feel it? Can you feel it?
Don't we look cooler now?
Hey.
Compared to what?
Compared to what? But yeah, he was covering his shiner. Was that legit? Was that makeup?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I think it was legit.
It looked real, but I mean, makeup's so good.
It might have been amplified a little bit,
makeup is so good these days. You never know.
So Miz is on commentary, and Axel will, of course, face him for the IC title on Sunday.
Yeah, and also watching his actual wrestling ability, Curtis Axel's very, very solid. Like everything he does, his footwork's great, his timing's great. Everything about him, his in-ring work, is great.
I would say tonight it was on point. I feel like in the past weeks, and we've even called them out. There have been a couple mistakes that seemed like you even said that they were rookie mistakes at one point. And I feel like he is getting better. Right now, I feel like he's a solid worker. But is he amazing? Is there anything that's
material?
His work is completely solid. Like it's like His timing's good. His technique is good. Like everything about his technique is very, very good.
I feel like
it's
though,
the exciting part.
Looking back on the night, I don't remember his match.
And that's the thing about. I mean, we always talk about solid workers. Just because you're a solid worker doesn't mean you're a great entertainer.
Yeah.
You know, Michael McGillicuddy's technique is much better than Cena's, but Cena sells millions of dollars of t-shirts. When Cena hits the ropes, he kicks his leg up in the air. You know, every single wrestling school will teach you to do that wrong, or will teach you that's wrong, even though I just worked with someone that said, I can't tell people anymore not to do that because the guy that makes the most money kicks his leg up in the air.
Yeah.
So entertainment business.
But it's the entertainment value. It's the entertainment, and Cena knows.
It's more about your character. What you say.
Shannon Ballard talks about when Cena came to one of his classes and was watching his students, and Cena said to his students, "I will never be able to do anything you guys know how to do. You guys do. I will never be able to do the moves, but I can do this, and I know when, and I know when to do it.
I can do that too. Why am I not making it?
Because he knows when to do it and how to do it.
I'm kidding.
And that's what makes the money. So. You can be the greatest worker. Now, if you're an amazing worker and then you got that personality, you become Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
And I mean, we've talked about so many times off air
Exactly.
how Cena's just a company man. He's done everything for the WWE. Whenever he's a yes man, like whenever they ask him to do something, he does it. He doesn't ask why. He just does it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the other reasons why he's become so successful.
Absolutely.
Because so many people would say, no, I want money, or no, I want this, no, I want that.
Yeah, he's all about the company. I mean, his personal life, you know, I mean, he lost his marriage and everything due to it. So, I mean, it happens. He is all about the company.
I'm excited to see Axel grow overall. I think that he could be great. I think that right now he's just
I agree.
He's still got room for improvement.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Still young. But we've seen some improvement over the last couple weeks. And that's positive for me.
Yeah,
So.
I'm scared he's taking Wade Barrett's spot. You know, they're very similar, and they're the same, you know, kind of spot. He took the IC title from him, so I'm glad that Wade at least gets a shot at going out for the world title now.
Right.
So if that happens, and result of that, I'm happy.
I feel bad for Axel almost because I feel like it wasn't the proper way to introduce him to
the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Do it with a big splash. You know? It would have been nice to have a slow cook,
build up,
a slow cook. But
you can't do that with everyone. I understand.
No, and they went with the hard push on him. But I mean, my biggest complaint on that is that first week made that hard push, and then he beat Triple H by count out. Have him pin guys. I mean, if you're really going to push him out that way, have him start beating guys solidly, even if there has to be some swerve.
It's kind of annoying when you have like everyone saying that someone's so amazing and they're okay. Because then you just want to tear them down.
And here's the thing, like it's once again the guys you hear saying that are the guys of The Rock, the guys like Triple H. You know, when you have the eyes of you guys have never been in a ring, it's very different. You guys go by what's entertaining to you. You know, you don't see exactly. You know, you don't know the different ingredients that actually go into it. You know what you like and what you don't. So it's a little bit harder to look at that from that point of view. I don't understand what these guys are talking about.
Yeah.
You know, you could give me a whole bunch of cupcakes and I could say, I like this one the best. This one tastes the best. And you could be like, oh my God, but that's got the cheapest ingredients with eggs I got from the 99-cent store.
I would never use cheap ingredients.
I know
it's all
what
about
I'm saying.
The quality.
Just because I enjoyed something particularly, you know, doesn't mean the ingredients that went into it are better. So it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
And everybody loves his work. His work is solid. It's just the exciting, the entertainment part. And this is sports entertainment.
And he could find that.
The most
he
important
could
part.
develop it.
Absolutely.
But does
Daniel
he have
Bryan.
it? That's something you can't develop.
Yeah.
Bring up Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was the greatest worker in the world.
No one thought that
he used to bore me.
To where he is. Yeah.
And he became one of the most entertaining guys and became once again and once he got that entertainment down and he got that and can get the fans, look how his comebacks are, and it's that solid work adds to it. And so if we can get McGillicuddy like that,
because
he could be something.
Because Axel has he has a plethora of moves in his arsenal, and which makes it great for his matches because he has a lot of good close false finishers. Yeah, that you could he's finished people with like 3 different moves so far, right?
Yes,
he's got that spinning neck breaker,
the perfect plex. And now
And
he's
it's
got
weird.
this like, I only saw him do it once, but it's like, he sets up like for the Rude Awakening and almost flips it back the other way.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff.
We talked about it last week. Dennis Haskins, who was here with us, said that he kind of deserves it because he's been waiting in the back and he's been training. Was it?
He helped The Rock train for his comebacks,
and he deserves it. I mean,
absolutely.
It's a long-awaited thing for him.
Yes.
So. Let's get back to the match tonight, Jericho versus Axel. Miz sitting on commentary. Miz and Axel have a stare down. Miz takes off his jacket, and Axel and him get into it a little bit. Heyman tells Axel to leave it and get back in the ring.
You're going to get counted out.
Jericho capitalizes, even though Axel makes it back in time, and winner is
Rookie
Jericho.
mistake. He took the eye off the ball. He took his eye off Y2J. You don't do that to a veteran like him.
It was his first loss, but I didn't mind this. It was okay. I mean, I guess you could have written this many different ways, but I thought this was cool.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to win on Sunday?
It'd have to be Axel, probably.
I hope Axel. Yeah, I don't
gotta be
take the
Axel.
title off him at this point.
Yeah.
You need to keep that on there. But I did like the fact that Heyman's there. Axel gets hit into the table, and then he starts jawing with Miz back and forth, and I'm yelling count out, and then at almost on cue, Heyman grabs it. You're gonna get counted out. You're gonna get counted out, and starts trying to push him back. But now Axel's mind is off the match and into what's going on. So when he gets in, he gets hit with the I think he hit the code breaker on him, right, and got the pin. So it made sense to me. I don't think this hurt Axel, even though it was his first loss. I think it looked like a young guy who made a mistake.
He's safe with the rookie under the rookie canopy.
He just wasn't. He got pulled out of his game, and Paul Heyman did a great job of showing that.
You think Heyman's going to get like super cheered in this match?
Oh,
in Philadelphia, right?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
So
Philly.
are they gonna be cheering Axel?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know, but you're right. Paul is probably going to get.
You
a
got
huge
RVD
reaction
coming back. I mean, my God. Everybody's gonna be like,
do you
ECW.
Do you understand the whole Philly ECW thing?
That's ECW territory.
Yes,
it is, Kathy.
Which Paul Heyman basically created. I mean, he took the Eastern NWA and changed it to ECW.
I'm
and made it
literally
this
just
extreme
repeating
thing.
everything I hear. I'm trying to learn.
Right. No, I totally understand that. But it was back in the 90s, ECW was a very big promotion that almost spurned on the Attitude Era. That the WWE and WCW almost started copying a lot of the things that Paul Heyman was doing with this little tiny company with no money out of Philly. And it's just huge. Anytime you go to Philly, you get ECW champs.
Yeah.
And he didn't pay a lot of people too during.
Yeah, he still owes a lot of people money. That's where all that
Remember
comes from.
hearing about that.
Yeah.
So we get another RVD highlight from Raw, September 2003 against Christian. I saw a lot of people on Twitter were saying that was one of the best matches on Raw ever. I obviously didn't see it.
I'm sorry, what match?
RVD versus Christian, wasn't it? Or who was it against? Sorry.
Oh, I don't know.
We're talking about the Guerrero one, Eddie Guerrero. And,
I don't know.
For the.
That's what they said on the show.
Excellent show. It was excellent.
I don't remember.
That was a long time ago. That's almost that's 10 years ago. That's 11 years ago.
Before you were born.
Yeah, exactly.
So, backstage, Josh Matthews doing an interview with Sandown Rhodes asks him if they're still going to be friends after Money in the Bank, the world title contract match. They say yes, there's nothing that can get between them. Their friendship is solid. Zeb interrupts them with
then he starts to ask Cody. You remember, he asked Sandow, and then he asks Cody the same question. Cody starts to answer. He's like, well, you didn't believe me? I just answered the question. And Sandow kind of jumped in, so I'm wondering if that's a little bit of...
Oh,
again,
they've been talking about this the past,
tease it.
3 weeks. I feel like there's got to be something going down between them this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to turn out
well for the Rhodes
for
Scholars.
them, Zeb interrupts with Cesaro and Swagger. And then
Wade Barrett comes
interrupts, saying he'll win Money in the Bank.
And Zeb's like, whoa, what are you speaking, man? I can't understand a word you say. Is that English? I'm like,
But this is the typical promo we see before.
And then
huge
Fandango
matches like
comes
this.
in.
Fandango comes in.
And
My
the
favorite
crowd.
part, fan.
Don't
Don't say it. Fan. Don't say it. Fandang.
Boo hammer. But the crowd went nuts when Fandango came on the screen.
They still love him. We thought that there was going to be a little bit of a dip since he was gone for so long, but they still cheer for him.
That was good, Baltimore.
Yeah,
I like that.
They did cheer for him when he came in big time. And, you know, I liked this because it tells us, you know, there is still another Money in the Bank. This is going to be focused on SmackDown, obviously. This is more the SmackDown World Champion match, so we'll get the focus there. But we didn't forget about it. Here's a little backstage promo to remind us for the Raw crowd. And I thought this was funny. I thought it was fun. I thought it was well done. It was quick. It wasn't too long. Everyone was on point. I actually really liked it.
I thought it was hilarious.
I love this promo.
It worked well for something that they do a lot.
Yes.
They wrote it well.
Yeah, and not a single face.
A lot of people have been complaining about that. The all heel.
And I forget who it was that wrote to me on Twitter, and they actually made a really good point because I was talking about how I think the fans might take a crap on this because it's all heels. And he did bring up the point that this is in Philly. And he said, I'm sorry, I totally forgot who mentioned this to me, but said, you know, they agreed with me that in any other city in the world, yes, but in Philly, they're going to possibly get really behind the heels, and this crowd may love this match. And they're right. You know, Philly's a weird crowd. Philly's a very different crowd, so they might.
I have a feeling Wade, Cesaro, and Fandango are going to be the ones who are going to be really cheered.
Fandango is,
I don't know about Cesaro. I feel like Fandango, yes.
But there's smart fans out there,
Philly's
too.
a weird,
they're smart, so they'll cheer for him. But I think Wade does really well with fans who cheer.
Let's not forget, Cesaro was a Ring of Honor guy. Philadelphia's Ring of Honor. Philly, right there, Bristol. Punk, Ring of Honor guy. Daniel Bryan, Ring of Honor guy. Seth Rollins, Ring of Honor guy. I think those guys are all going to get cheered.
Look out.
Bristol, Pennsylvania is just a couple minutes away, which is where Ring of Honor is headquartered.
I just feel like even with an all-heel match, there's still going to be someone to root for. Like, I don't understand that whole mentality.
Because the mentality is if you don't have anyone to root for, if you don't have anyone,
there's no good guys. I get that part, but
without really getting into psychology, I'll explain it. Some things I don't.
I'm still rooting for someone.
Yeah, I mean, I'll explain the theories to you off air. Okay. I don't really want to get into all of it, but
well.
Could be a very interesting match though because of that crowd.
Yeah, we get another Wyatt family video with the mystery WWE reporter. One of the Wyatt family members said, "Don't stray," but he looks to his right.
Obey.
Who was that in there? That was
creepy.
Weird. With the and I love that with the single light bulb. And
they're in a lodge now, very dark.
Old plantation house.
Yeah, it was old
plantation house out there.
It was, and that's where it really started to feel like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And then they say, "I told you not to stray." It looks like we go into a basement or something, just a dark corner. Just getting creepier and creepier.
Yeah.
Then we go to commercial.
Doesn't he turn, and that's when Bray Wyatt's there, like, I'm
waiting.
glad.
They say waiting for you, as I have written down here.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you. Come on in.
Yeah.
So creepy.
Yeah. Like I said, they really figured the creepiness out with these promos tonight. Like to me,
I felt like I was there.
Yeah. Tonight, it's like, yeah, they got it. They finally and I think you'll see these things getting even better and better. The editors are honing in on this. Like you can see they're really figuring out the tone
with the
of this family.
POV shot. You really got into that reporter's shoes because we don't really know who it was, but.
When you get creative, doing creative stuff like this, sometimes it takes a bit to like really figure your stuff out. Watch early shows, like watch the first episode of Seinfeld. It's completely different than the rest of the series. You know, it takes a minute to really get in that vibe. These are new characters, especially. They've been doing it for a year in NXT, but it's ramped up. They
were creepy shots before, but now this just took it to a whole new level.
Whole new level.
Yeah.
This will give some kids nightmares. I don't think.
Give me nightmares.
Yeah. 4 weeks ago, I don't know that it was as much.
So, Sin Cara versus Del Rio. Ricardo, of course, is out, suspended for 30 days.
I think Sin Cara shouldn't get his lighting anymore.
He doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't deserve it anymore.
Yeah.
He's that's for a top guy, and why should he get his things when he's wrestling Alberto Del Rio?
I
who's a way
usually
bigger
like
star.
the high flyers, but I don't know. You're right.
There are better
he's
high
been
flyers
losing it.
on the roster than
Yeah, once again, it's the difference between trying to connect with the fans emotionally and connect with moves. If you can connect with them emotionally and throw a couple moves, they'll be like, oh, I like this guy, he does cool stuff. But you can throw every cool move out there, and if you can't emotionally connect with the audience, people are going to be like, oh, I like that guy. That guy that did those cool things is cool, and then that's all you'll remember.
Very well worded.
And
Yeah,
he's got lack of personality completely, and you got a mask on. And as I think about it, and I'm a big nerd, and I'm like, why not have like a Spider-Man-esque like luchador?
Well,
and he like squeezes the nipples, and the guy's like, ah, and he's like, like mess with the
Which is
guy and be
different.
like a total like goofball kind of.
It's completely different in Mexico.
Jerk like Spider-Man. I think it would really do well. Sin Cara should be like a little jerk, like.
Yeah, I mean,
and mess with people, give him wedgies and stuff.
Zeb
and
would
then,
have had a field day if he was out there.
he started getting better when he got with Rey Mysterio, but it's difficult coming from Mexico to like. I couldn't go do lucha right now. It's a completely different. There's no there actually isn't psychology. But he's not a real. He's not a real luchador.
But I'm saying maybe he kind of did like what I'm describing,
right?
A little bit.
But just the lucha style. It's been explained to me before how to put them together. It's weird. It's different. You'll see a lot of 2 out of 3 fall matches, a lot of 6-man tags. If you watch AAA or CMLL, they're on TV all the time. It's very, very different. It's all move based, It's all and so it's very different than American style. So when you bring in a move based guy who's about the masks and the tradition, and they like something different. When it comes to America, you have to get over different ways here.
I think the WWE recognizes, though, how lucrative this could be for them in that there are a lot of fans who are here.
That's why they hired him in the first place. But he is considered a failure. People all the time.
He might not go over with us, but I feel like there are other people that.
You got to realize this has been an experiment for a couple of years that has not been. They thought this guy was going to be headlining pay-per-views at this point. Like this was not a guy that
botching everything.
Right, like
you're a move-based guy, and that's all you do is botch moves.
Yeah.
Hello.
This guy was supposed to be a major star when they signed him. He was Mystico. He was a huge star, and that's what they wanted. They wanted their next Rey Mysterio, and I think that guy is Samurai del Sol, who is lucha, but he's actually American as well.
I feel like they looked really good together.
Mysterio and that's right, because Mysterio is lucha as well, but he's been in America for so long that he understands how to take that lucha style and work in America with it. And that's why Sin Cara was getting much better when he was with.
Should have rubbed off on him.
Yeah,
they were together forever. All right, I'm leaving. Good luck.
Yeah.
I taught you everything I know. Okay. You can't even. John Cena's jumping off the freaking top rope, and you can't fall on the ground with the rest of the roster. Oh, okay. Well, I got a mask on. I couldn't see.
I
look up.
I think Sin Cara's gotten to the point where he's going to be able to get to. I don't think we're going to see him as a major guy.
No more lights.
And now the roster's getting
with the audience
bigger again, so they've got to make some cuts somewhere. Dolph makes his entrance and mocks Del Rio. I don't know if I like this. He was kind of mocking Ricardo's style of entrance. And starts talking. They keep wrestling.
Yeah,
which I was like very confused by it because I didn't know where to focus my attention.
Very confused
and they should have either stopped the match or something, and they did that after about 15, 20 seconds, but it took a while.
Yeah, and almost like to me, we should have been getting officials, the referees, everyone going, get out of here, doing something, because it was very weird. They turned the lights up, So as soon as he walks out, Sin Cara's, lights during his match, they change. They pull up the regular lights. It was just,
and then everybody just let him sit there and talk.
And Del Rio even looked confused.
Yeah, this didn't work for me. This didn't work for me. Yeah. I mean, I understood what they were trying to do, and I won't kill them for that because, sometimes you try something. I think this was probably better on paper than it actually ended up.
And this was a very
in reality.
This was a heelish thing to do. Like you're trying to push him to be a face, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like all of a sudden the roles. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm confused.
What was that, guys?
Yeah, I'm confused what they want us to think with Dolph. Do they want us to like Dolph? Do they want us to hate Dolph? I'm very confused with that right now.
So, I mean, he's what do you call it?
A tweener?
Tweenie.
Yeah, but it's
They're both a little tweeny nowadays.
Yeah, but it's not. They're not really playing him as a tweener. It's like they're playing him as babyface and heel. It's weird.
I think
it's
they're
not
trying
working.
to turn him, but it's just slower than we all thought it would happen.
I think they're trying to do something weird.
So now you got
I
these.
don't think it's working.
Now you got these two whiny babies fighting each other.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like.
And
Let's just go babyface with Ziggler. Give
Del
him a
Rio
shot as a
ends up
baby.
attacking Ziggler outside of the ring. Dolph's music plays. The match just kind of ends. I don't even know. Did they even announce a winner?
No,
I don't even.
they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me
That
something.
didn't work for me. Like.
No, this is probably the weirdest. This is the weirdest segment of the night for me, I think.
So yeah, I mean, Sin Cara, he got Ziggler cost Sin Cara the match, I guess, because he beat up ADR.
Yeah, I guess
And
ADR would have
so
won
Sin
by
Cara's like,
DQ.
thanks a lot, man. I lost the match because of you.
Yeah.
Should it have even been a DQ though? I feel like
Yes, if you.
Del Rio purposefully, like, he left the ring and then it shouldn't have been count out or something. I don't know.
No, because he
And if-
attacked him. Because he attacked. If you get attacked by an outside interference, you automatically win. Like if I'm in a match against Josh, you come up and you whack me.
I thought that
and the
Del
referee
Rio
sees
went
it,
out
then-
to attack Dolph, not the other way around.
Yeah, because you went out in the ring to
I guess
shut
he
her
did,
up.
didn't
Yeah.
he?
But then it's like, well,
Yeah,
It's not like
the-
Dolph went to the ring and pulled
That's
him
true.
out.
That's
It
true.
was.
so they just say
That's true.
it's thrown out because we as officials didn't do our job
That's
and
true.
get him out of there.
I guess it'll be no contest
So
or
no
something.
contest.
Yeah, man.
Lame.
It just didn't work.
So we finally get
Not everything works. So
to Vickie's job evaluation.
yeah.
And
with the McMahon family.
start off with Bricky in the ring, waiting for the McMahons. Stephanie gives Vickie the floor to plead her case, and Vickie, of course, tries to enlist the crowd, but they boo her. And she says she was the one who replaced the mentally unstable AJ Lee. She was the one that brought back RVD and The Rock. She inspired Undertaker to return to WrestleMania. And Stephanie corrects her on all of these accounts.
And they said the only thing she brought back was Brock Lesnar,
Yes.
who hurt her father and her husband.
Was that a good idea, Vickie?
I don't
Not
know, the
according to
biggest
McMahon's.
pay-per-view draw in the UFC, and
That's what she
no,
pled,
not a
though.
bad
She said,
idea. Yeah.
she said, Mr. McMahon told me to do what's right for the company, not necessarily what your family wants, but what will bring in the most money. And he agreed with her.
And
Absolutely.
McMahon said, yes, bringing Brock in was a stroke of genius. You are very entertaining, too. I'll tell you that.
Sometimes
vi-
unintentionally.
Sometimes unintentionally. You make boneheaded decisions, but don't we all, you know? And he has his bad hairstyle again. I mean, I guess it's
Yeah.
not bad, but I loved
did the
having the
side.
old Vince back with
Yeah.
the fluffed.
Don't let him hear that.
Bring it back, Vince.
Yeah, he needs to go
You
back.
looked good the last couple weeks,
last
man.
couple weeks did look
I
good.
love
no
that.
matter what.
Old Vince.
Old Vince is back.
Yes.
I don't like that hairstyle.
Triple H says that Vickie is terrible at her job.
She's rotten at her job. He's rotten.
This is great. This is a great segment. Vince and Triple H say that Stephanie can decide, since she was the one that called for this evaluation. She can decide Vickie's fate within the company.
Daddy's little girl can make the right decision.
Exactly, do the right thing.
And then it was Triple H got on. He's like, my wife, who's got my kids, who has to deal with me.
Everyone's like, yeah.
Amazing, because this is what would happen in real life. So the WWE app will actually be the deciders, according to Stephanie. And by an overwhelming amount, they
75%.
choose.
3 to
Vickie
1.
fails her evaluation.
Nah, 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 nah.
And Stephanie
Na, na,
says the
na,
famous
na.
words.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Vickie starts bawling.
Freaking out like
This
Looked
AJ.
like she was having a
She got
breakdown.
up on the table. She's screaming. She was great in this segment.
Oh my
Triple H
gosh.
is like, let's get out of here, Steph.
Yeah.
And
Vince was hilarious here.
Mr. McMahon names a new general manager.
Are you
Let's
people
not-
happy? Are you
let's
happy what you did
not
here?
forget it. He says, you people are going to get what you deserve. Your new general manager is Brad Maddox.
And we called that last week. We
Yes,
said
we
were
did.
just like, if Vickie loses her job, who's going to be the next GM?
said Brad
we were like,
Maddox.
Brad Maddox. I didn't actually think it would happen. I don't know how long it'll last, but it is hilarious for the time being. So Backstage, Mr. McMahon consoles Vickie, and Brad comes in to shake his hand and tell him thank you. Vickie attacks
When you put that hand
Brad.
away.
How long you gonna hold that hand up?
I think Mr. McMahon still hates Brad.
Yeah, and
There's still some tension there.
it was so funny when Brad is like, I'm going to do the best job, and blah, blah, and Vince McMahon's like, I made you GM to give those people what they deserve. Like, he's like, I expect you to suck.
You're
And
not the
so
GM
You're not
that
here because you're
we
good.
want.
Yeah.
You're the GM that they deserve.
You are a punishment. I think you are going to ruin this show, and that's why you are the GM.
I don't mind it.
I liked it. I liked it. No,
Me too. I don't mind either.
I think Brad was great in this. The look on his face when he was made GM, the look of shock, and then Vickie flipping out on him in the back. It was great.
I think it'll be hilarious to see the weeks that come, if he even lasts that long.
Yeah.
But
I would love it if Brad was like, Vickie, you can be my assistant.
I
Well,
don't
we
think
see some stuff
I-
with
so
Vickie
true
a
then.
little
I was
later.
gonna say, what do we think is gonna happen to Vickie? But we
Well,
do see a
let's
little
get
bit
into-
development later in the broadcast. So, Kane versus Christian, decent match.
Yeah, well, let's
The
talk
match we
about-
all wanted to see.
I thought you wanted to talk about Christian's entrance here.
Oh yes, we did want to talk about Christian's entrance because behind him was the wrong name, Michael
On the Titantron,
McGillicuddy
yes,
on
for
the
about a second.
Titantron. And then they switched it. But why is that even on the why did they have that in the
Someone hit a wrong button.
Titantron?
Still in the system. I guess just in case they decide to change him back to McGillicuddy.
How do you get that wrong though? Like at least do something with a C letter. I don't know.
How is it close to Christian in the log books?
I
don't know.
have no idea. I don't know how the system works, but I mean, obviously,
I
someone
feel like
clicked
you're
that.
queuing up before commercial comes back. You have no excuse not to be on the right.
Yeah,
thing.
I don't know how the system,
Slacking off.
works.
I
Yeah.
think someone got fired tonight,
I don't
other
know.
than Vickie.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there was someone making out with the Titantron person.
I was thinking that. I didn't
I've
want to
heard-
mention it.
I'm not going to say who, but I do know of stories of people who were making out with the Titantron girl, and
Someone in
and
NXT.
someone's Titantron got messed up. So, but anyways,
Maybe she's at it again. Little
that sounds like a
no,
really
let's
bad reference.
move
Someone's
on.
Titantron got messed up.
Anyways,
So Kane versus Christian.
stellar match, right? I mean, these two guys. What's going on
Solid.
with Christian, man? He gets a big comeback, and he got a nice, decent pop for his debut, but no one's really care. Are they gonna make him heel? Are they gonna? We have so many heels. What are you gonna do with Christian? No one's cheering for
Is he
him.
a
No one gives
jobber
a
now?
crap.
Nah, he's not a jobber. I think he's going to be the veteran that can just go and work with younger guys. If you
Isn't
look,
that Chris Jericho?
Yeah,
I
let's be
mean,
another
but it's the
Chris
same
Jericho.
type of thing. It's,
They should form a
it's
tag
another.
team and,
you
like, help
you
out.
need more than one of those guys.
I don't know.
You do. You need a bunch of those guys to be able to work with the younger talent. So, and Jericho's at a higher level than Christian, anyways.
Every time I see Christian,
Christian's slowing down, and his
I miss Edge.
I mean, he's had a lot of years of bumps on his body. I mean, I was talking about
tornado
we were talking
DDT.
on the tornado DDT. To really do that properly, you got to get your feet way up in the air, whip them around, and you land on your back. Where he caught himself with his legs, and that's just years of of taking bumps and not wanting to take that bump. It's stiffer to take those. Yeah. But that stuff starts to catch up to you.
Yeah.
You know? But he's still great. I'm a huge Christian fan. I always have been. He's
Just don't know why the fans aren't
not as great
behind
as
him.
the 5-second photo ops and stuff back in. For the benefit of those with flash photography.
Kane ends up winning the match, and we get another Wyatt family promo.
Well, this goes into the Wyatt family here, right?
Well, it's the last segment before their actual entrance. So.
Okay, so that's right.
It was still pre-recorded, yeah.
It all kind of blended into one.
And this was the creepiest one of them all. We see them still at the plantation.
And he lights
the lantern, blows it out. Everything is black.
Mm-hmm.
The entire arena is dark. And Bray comes out, lights the lantern, nothing else.
Yeah,
I got chills.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Look at that. See, I got goosebumps just thinking about it.
Freaky.
It was one of the coolest entrances I've seen. I've never seen him do that before. Just there were no lights on except for the people flashing the cameras and that one little lantern that just caught the faces of the guys behind them.
Barely
Really
caught the lamb.
Then they were all really
lamb
close in. You didn't even know where they were walking in. Like
we were gonna say like they could have been in the ring. We don't.
Yeah, you had
Could've
no
been in the
idea.
back,
They
we
were
don't know.
following him. I think he just went down to, and they had the chair on the ramp. But I mean, it was hard to know where we were in the arena.
And then Harper and Rowan
The lights come up.
are in the ring attacking Kane.
Bray's plopped down on his rocking chair, watching
And
his minions, his
just
family.
sitting and rocking.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat up. Kane, he tries to fight back, but he gets beat up.
Yep.
And that's when
And then
They
right
smashed
before
him with the steps.
yeah.
and Bray Wyatt comes down there, does his awesome pose over top of their first victim, and I hear you smarks in Baltimore, Maryland, ruining my moment. You hear me, Baltimore?
What
You
would they
start
do?
cheering Husky Harris. Clap, 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 clap. Husky Harris. Ooh, you're so smart that you remember him. You recognize him. You've waited so long, haven't you? You waited so long to do that. You ruined it. You almost did.
They didn't ruin it.
Oh,
They didn't
I
ruin
was
it.
sitting there going, oh, but God, like, why are you doing this
It was
to me?
dumb, but they didn't ruin it.
was dumb.
It was too good to be ruined.
How dare you, Baltimore? You guys are smart. I'll give you that. You remember something 3 years ago. Good job.
But Bray,
who's in the Nexus? It's Husky Harris.
he's
his
WWE
chair.
royalty.
don't do that.
Who's that?
Bray.
He's not royal.
Well, I mean,
He's
like
got-
he's got
he's got a lineage.
Yes.
He's got royal blood in his
he's
veins.
He's third generation. His father is Mike Rotunda, was Erwin R. Shyster, IRS.
And then his brother's the amazing Bo Dallas.
There's more to it. And IRS is his father. His grandfather is Blackjack Mulligan, who is, and his uncle would be Barry Windham. His name is Wyndham Rotundo. His father named him Wyndham after his tag team partner, Barry Windham, who he also married his sister. So the Rotundos are a very, very deep family in the wrestling. Yeah.
Awesome debut.
Right before we go to commercial.
Far better than his brother.
And then right before we go to commercial,
When was it?
one frame
Just when was
of
it
the
that
lamb.
When was it that you said that Bray and Bo looked alike? Was that last
2
week?
weeks
Was
ago.
that-
Yeah,
Last
he
week
was
or
like that. I'm like,
I think it
whoa.
was 2 weeks ago.
It's Cathy.
Like, it looks like Bo put
Just
on
so
a couple pounds.
Yeah, because it's his older brother.
I was like, they have the same mannerisms when they tilt their head just a little bit. They look kind of alike.
Yeah,
Turns out, because they're related.
they're.
Damn.
No one is
Who'da
closer
thunk
to
it?
them genetically than each other. Yeah. They are brothers.
Yes. So,
Oh.
go to commercial, come back, and then backstage, Vickie has cleaned out her office, left with a box. There's remnants of Team Bricky. We just see a little Bricky on there.
The classic
And
person with their little box of.
It was a really unfortunate box too. They could have given her a nicer one, but Ryback.
This was interesting.
Yeah, Ryback is there to console her. Not who I would have thought would console her, but he hugs her and says, "Vickie, you deserve better.
First
Going
they
to be
just
okay."
kind of stare at each
Yeah.
other, and then he grabs the box out of her hand, and you're like, "What's he gonna do?" And he puts it down, and then he hugs her. So you're just like,
Like, wait a minute.
where is this? And I mean, who knows? I kind of hope they are teasing they might put Vickie with Ryback. I think this could be interesting.
I don't think that they would put this out there, the new writers. I don't think that
Without
they
it
would do
going
this
there.
without it turning into something.
I agree. And I hope that's what they're doing, because
Yeah.
this could be interesting. Ryback, she is a heat getter, especially we haven't had her with a wrestler for a little while. She's been doing this GM thing.
Yeah.
And she's one of the best people to put with, like, they've been getting I think they've been having problems with Ryback as a heel, and I think this could be the thing to really get him over.
And-
Put her with Ryback, it gets her back with the wrestler, gets that excuse me back, gets her back regularly, and gets her getting the heat on Ryback, who really needs it.
And
I
now
think
she's
this
got
could
some
be-
meat
this could be
here.
good.
She can throw her weight around back
Yeah,
there.
this
What
could
else?
be good.
Power.
What else do you think that they could do with her? I mean, I don't think that they would put her as Brad's assistant
No.
because
No,
obviously
now
after
they did
tonight,
this.
yeah.
No, manage Ryback. I mean, she's going to go after her
gonna manage.
titles. She's
Is there anything else she could do though? Where else would you put her?
no,
Should be off TV.
Yeah, off TV.
We can't have that.
And we don't want that.
No, and
So-
she gets too much heat to do that. She's too good. So
Yeah.
I like this. I think this could solve a couple problems. I think these
thought
are
it was
two
weird
people
that he
that
just
need
hugged her
something.
and then picked the box back up and gave it back to her. Like, walk her to her car. Help her out.
was the end of the segment.
Wouldn't that be too babyface?
He's not that. He's not chivalrous. Remember?
He gave her a hug, for God's sake.
This was perfect. I think it makes you kind of question, like, what's going on? I don't know. Too much.
Yeah.
You don't want to do too much. Just do a little bit, and it leaves that question.
Tease. It's good tease.
I thought this was good, and I hope they do something good with this. I think this could be cool.
Divas match: AJ and Alicia Fox versus Caitlyn and Layla. Bellas are on commentary, and they're
Looking good.
making fun
My
of
God.
people's
My
weight.
God.
Someone had a push-up bra.
Yeah.
She's got her big sis sitting right next to her. She gotta, keep up with the Joneses a little bit.
I was joking. I forgot who I was joking with, but I said that since last week was so awful and people hated it, that I would say boobs a couple times during the show.
Boobs.
That was good.
So, Big E accompanies AJ to the ring. No Dolph.
No.
Noticeably absent. And very short match.
Yeah, this was really designed to kind of have that dip lull between the Wyatt family and the main event. And that's what they.
Like it.
Yeah, I mean.
I want better. I mean, I'm glad that we're getting Divas matches now, so I can't really complain in that regard. But I
you'd
feel
rather
like
have the one
I'd
match
rather
not
have
be
a
a dip.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Because didn't like.
Was it even a DQ? There was really no resolution to the match.
it was weird.
Again.
Yeah, Caitlyn flipping out, attacking AJ unprovoked tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
And
what are you
then
doing?
Caitlyn spears AJ outside the ring. AJ just looked like a little rag doll.
Little bully.
Just once again, the divas are what the divas are as far as the WWE goes. They are never going to let them be big stars in the
I
main
was
event.
so hopeful, though. I mean, when
they just aren't. They don't see them that way. They don't teach them psychology.
I feel like all they're doing the past month with them is promoting the Total Divas show.
Yeah,
on
it's
E!
weird. They don't teach the girls like they teach the guys a lot of times. I know Ballard had talked about how when Christy Hemme was in the WWE and she was wrestling for them actively, when she was off on Wednesdays, she used to go take classes with him. And he'd be like, "You're in the WWE. Why are you here?" She's like, "They don't tell us what to do. I don't know why I'm doing things. I don't understand. They don't teach us. You go out and do this."
Yeah.
And so that's why, I don't know if you did the homework I sent you and watched the Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell match, but, there are some women out there who can have amazing matches, and the WWE used to have tons of them. All those girls in TNA are the former WWE divas that can all wrestle really well.
And Natalya and Naomi just had a great match on Superstars last week.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah,
they had a great match.
I didn't see that, but Natalya's straight out incredible.
Yeah, do it on Raw.
And
guys.
Naomi is
let more people see it.
freaking awesome.
Naomi's actually very good and
very good. She's one of the best that they have.
One of the best that they have doesn't tell me a lot. I mean, it's funny. If you look at the Pro Wrestling Illustrated top 50 women of 2012, I think the earliest current diva on there is like number 13, and there's only like 3 or 4 girls in the top 50 female wrestlers in the world. I mean, that's all subjective.
I just feel like they have a lot of girls, and they don't use a lot of them. Like.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that they should bring up Paige, they should bring up Emma.
Yeah, and what they need, I think, is also they need to go get some of those veteran girls back like you do with the guys, because the young girls don't have anyone to work with.
I think you pair the girls that you're not using in matches with guys, or do something with them so they're not just dead weight.
Yeah, what we need Beth Phoenix back. We need a couple girls that can take a girl that's like Naomi, who's got incredible amounts of talent. She's hasn't been doing it as long, and someone that can bring them through great matches. That's why you'll see something like Natalya have an amazing match with a younger person, because she can do it, and that person listens, and that person has a lot of ability. Yeah. Naomi at this point may not be able to take somebody who's younger through a great match, but she can be taken through a great match because she's got a lot of ability. That's how it is at first.
Yeah.
You need someone to lead you until you kind of really start to figure it out.
Backstage.
But she's got an incredible amount of ability.
Backstage, we have CM Punk getting interviewed by Josh Matthews, and Punk talks about why he is the best in the world, unlike Orton says.
Yeah, because he held the title. What did he say? He said, am I the best in the world because I held the title for 400 and whatever days, or did I hold the title for 400 whatever days because I am the best in the world? And I thought that was all good, and that was all interesting.
Go to commercial, another RVD highlight from June 2006. And then we come back with Orton versus CM Punk main event. Clum, I know you were complaining about Punk's elbow during some of this.
Yeah, we love it. We love it, but it's like,
I love it. I wouldn't say I was complaining during. I was saying, he's doing the Macho Man elbow, and it doesn't really look anything like the Macho Man did it, but it's an homage. It's great.
Yeah.
I love the way Punk does it. I mean, it's fine. It's just not the prettiest looking elbow of all time. Go watch some Macho Man highlights. I don't know how much you've seen of the Macho Man. Go watch. Just type in Macho Man Randy Savage flying elbow into YouTube, and I'm sure there'll be a compilation of him doing it. And I mean, it's like poetry when he used to do it. It's beautiful. It is. It's beautiful.
Is poetry, Cathy.
It is. It is. It's beautiful. It's art. I mean,
listen to some of his promos too, because there's poetry in that too.
Oh yeah, Macho Man Randy
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Dig it.
Punk ends up getting the win in this match.
WrestleMania 27 revenge. Orton said earlier, I'll beat him like I did at WrestleMania. Oh, yeah? No, Punk beat you clean, dog.
Yeah.
Another clean
win.
Woo.
This was good.
But they messed up. Great match, but they messed up. What's going on here after the match?
Daniel Bryan comes out of nowhere, attacks Punk, throws Punk out of the ring,
Heel
and
turn.
then gets a ladder,
It's not a heel turn.
And then-
attacks Orton,
Then he attacks Orton. Oh, okay.
opens up the ladder, goes and grabs the briefcase.
Yeah.
So everyone in Baltimore, because I understand you're from Baltimore, you're a little confused about what's going on. And I was
This
too,
is
though.
weird.
Because it's like, whoa, wait a minute, he's attacking Punk. He immediately goes for Punk, beats him up, and
I
it's
think
like,
they're
wait a
just
minute.
trying to show that he's crazy. Like
No,
he's
this-
completely.
What they were trying to do is to
Yes.
finish off the show,
Yes.
make Bryan look strong, get everyone excited for
They
Money in
wanted
the
the-
Bank.
yes,
But no,
yes,
you did it
yes.
wrong. You need to have some bad guys out
Yes.
there attacking Punk, have Ziggler come out there, attack ADR while he's beating up Punk, have all hell breaking loose, Bryan come out there, take the ladder, clear the ring,
they want
then do that.
anti-psychology.
Oh, look at that. But no, you beat up Punk just now, and everyone's like, oh,
They broke
should we?
They broke a basic rule. They broke the basic rule of psychology, heel face. What happened was, you're exactly right. They wanted to go off the air into their go home episode of Raw with the fans and Daniel Bryan going, yes, yes, with the whole place in unison. You notice they were kind of weird off and not doing that because he attacked two baby faces before he did that. And I think they were probably like, well, just attack them to get him out of the way so then you can do that. But with psychology, what happens is now he's attacked the good guys. And so you're like, what? Is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? I don't know what's going on. So the audience was very confused at the end there. So you're 100% right. They should have had ADR or someone else come out that he could have, I mean, that's the problem here is in this match, it's all baby faces. So the baby faces are going to be beating up on the baby faces. And you can do that in the match, but he just kind of attacked them from nowhere heelishly. So
What
the
would have
audience
been
was
interesting?
confused. The audience
This
was
is an
confused.
idea they should have done. Since you have an all face cast for one match and you have an all heel cast for the other,
Mix it
you should
somehow?
have had. Well, no. Have throughout like the last 2 weeks at least, and this week, have the heel saying, "Listen, no one's paying attention to our match. We're gonna have a hell of a lot better match than those baby faces on Raw. We're gonna show you guys what
those goody two shoes.
Those goody two shoes. We're gonna show you a match. The fans are gonna remember our match. We are gonna steal the show,
like
and then have
that.
the good guys saying, no. We're the marquee guys. We'll do it. So then you can have a huge brawl there at the end where the heels come out and go, no, we got this ladder, and then have Bryan at the top. There you go.
So
Could have done that.
our Raw recap is coming to an end, but that does not mean the end of our show because we still have one more segment left.
Uh-oh.
Job evaluation.
We're getting our job evaluation.
Oh, Lord.
Before we get into that, I just want to mention very quickly, if you're watching us on YouTube, then take 2 seconds to go over to iTunes and subscribe to our podcast. Type in AfterBuzz TV. You can find our Raw podcast along with our main event and our SmackDown podcast. Subscribe to all of those, rate and comment if you liked us this week, or if you didn't, please let us know how we can improve.
Maybe we'll get fired so we don't have to drive to rush hour anymore. I love LA traffic at 5 o'clock.
Yes. And then also check out our new website.
We have a new website?
We have a new website.
Oh, I saw that. It's kind of, it's a little bit different.
A little bit different. Easier to navigate.
I don't know if I didn't like it on my phone as much, honestly.
Well, we are coming out with an app soon, eventually.
You know why? Because you actually fixed something because you used to be able to go on and like rewind the live feed several hours so you could catch old shows. You can't do that anymore.
I don't know if we could do that before.
You could, because I used to do that. I used to watch shows hours after.
Job evaluation. Phil isn't back to tell us what we did wrong last
Hold on.
week.
I need my sunglasses on.
Hello, everybody. By the way, we will be taking calls from fans, so they will get to participate. I brought in my I brought in Ian Kaiser as well, but he is running away.
What's the chat saying about us?
I can't get internet.
Oh, okay.
That's not looking good for us.
No, it's not.
So.
Let's see. Okay, so Watchtower is very excited for the evaluation.
Oh, of course he is.
Well, who do you guys want to start with? How about let's start with that? I'll give you that option.
I'll go first.
Kathy.
Okay.
Ladies first. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want me to evaluate you, or you want the evaluation from the fans
I think the fans should evaluate us personally.
All right. Well, for Kathy, this is a quote. She doesn't show enough boobs.
Well,
I'm with you on that, guys.
Concur.
I'm with you on you.
I concur.
So we're gonna. You know what? Next week we're gonna fix that. Kathy, right?
My mom watches the show.
Yeah, Smiley concurs as well.
I'll find a mesh shirt or something.
All right.
She's your mother. She's not gonna be bothered by that.
Okay.
All right. Showtime?
Uh-oh. I don't want to get reviewed. I'm gonna get killed.
I got a list of guys who talk crap about me.
Yeah. What are they saying? What do you got?
You got the shield behind you, though.
A lot of times they don't know how to speak English or like very well, or they're just from like Baltimore or something. But they, one guy 2 weeks ago was saying like I need to watch more Ring of Honor because that's
Rebel Network.
Rebel, Rebel guy.
Rebel Network likes me.
Yeah, he's a fan of yours.
I can evaluate myself. I don't know enough about the past. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
and his same line, he's like,
I've never said that I'm a good host. But that's one of the things that I want here is I want to bring the best show possible. So we're trying to bring in someone who knows their stuff better than me. And it's taking a little time. Yeah. Taking a little longer than we thought.
I think you've learned very quickly. I mean, you've been watching wrestling less than a year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you started in the fall, right?
She's fully in it now, guys.
It's okay.
She's sucked in.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Trust me, I think
Next
you're doing
week
great.
I'll just wear a lower cut shirt and then people will be fine.
If you are here next week. Oh.
I spoke too soon.
God, Josh.
Any more? Oh, you got more for me. This is an injustice.
Did you even say anything?
He didn't even say anything.
I
You
did.
didn't get one.
Oh yeah, I said one guy, one dude.
Yeah, but he didn't read anything to you.
Oh yeah. What do you got back there, Phil? I've done a very I've been a very responsible host here. I do my homework. I bring a smile on my face every Monday. I think we all do a great job here, guys. And I just want to say that right now.
Did you watch last week?
That's because
I tried to, but
my mom
pulled
liked
it up
last week.
So, what you got, Phil? Because I think we're good on me. We can move on to Clum.
Well, we're gonna bring in the fans. Here we go. Fan. What do you got to say about Josh? The Showtime.
Hey guys, it's Watchtower.
Hey, Watchtower.
Adrian.
Last week was something else.
Adrian, was it because
why don't you fill Josh in? The people that haven't.
Yeah, what happened last week? Why are people upset? Why are we having this evaluation this week?
Well, I talked to a couple of people in the chat, and one person brought up that Mr. Belding pretty much took over, and it was kind of a mess.
So I'll stick up for Belding a little bit.
I liked Belding last week.
Yeah, I mean, I love Dennis as a person, and then I think last week he was a little upset because someone was talking while we were watching the show.
Wasn't just me.
A lot, mostly you. He said it to me personally, and then while you were gone, he told Christian and I to tell you to stop talking, but it didn't work. So he was a little upset while we were doing the broadcast, but I think it was mostly in good fun. So
spilled out onto the set.
Yeah. I don't know if he handled it appropriately, but he's still a good person.
But from my view, because it was a bit of a mess, I'm not gonna lie. And honestly, I started playing Battlefield 3 like 30 minutes into the show.
Well,
Battlefield 3. Oh yeah.
I would have gone for Call of Duty, but that's just me.
Battlefield's so much better.
Were we better
Oh my gosh,
were we
the
better
Nazi
this week
zombies.
is the question. Oh,
And
yes.
that is good. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'm a Nazi zombie fan.
Well, thank you, Adrian. I'm going to take responsibility on
but
that.
as the moderator of the chat, I'd say just take this as a lesson, learn from it, and keep doing what you're doing.
Were we better this week?
See you next week.
Were we
No comment. No comment.
All right.
And he's gone.
I guess he doesn't want to.
I take responsibility about that, Clum, because I'm always asking you questions, and this is one of the biggest things I love about doing this show is that I got to sit and watch wrestling with wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I pick you and Smiley's brain, Nigel's brain. I'm always like, what was going on? And you guys you pick up on things that me as a fan I don't really catch a lot of times.
And I think that you are very knowledgeable, and I appreciate everything that you do bring to the broadcast. I wish that some of the things that you say during the show while we're watching were actually saved for on air, because I think that they're amazing points, and some of the time we forget to mention them.
It's called stream of consciousness.
Or then Showtime takes it, and then I use it on the show. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I think that's the perfect time to say yes. It's been a little bit difficult without Smiley. We're still feeling the effects.
Miss Smiley.
Smiley, you are loved and missed, but we will replace you.
Yes. We haven't had Smiley Face here recently.
We haven't had Smiley Face
I think we
for
should
a
bring
while.
that back.
Gonna bring it back.
So,
Bring morale up.
Phil, do we all have our jobs still for
We'll
another
find-
week at least?
We'll find out next week if one of you is missing.
Leave a comment.
Does that mean I have to come in next week now?
Yeah. Oh no, I won't be here next week.
Uh-oh.
So maybe I will be fired.
Kathy, we wish you well.
I'm suspended for 7
Kathy's
days.
not here, I'm not coming either.
But next week I'll wear an even lower cut shirt. Anyways,
And I guess
Is that a promise? You said it on air.
I did.
We'll we should have a pay-per-view this Sunday as well, right?
Money in the Bank
will.
Money in the Bank will be
pay-per-view.
doing the pay-per-view.
Some of our crew from AfterBuzz will be doing it. And then I guess leave a comment on YouTube saying who you want hired and who you want fired.
Were we better this week? Were we okay?
I don't know. We will see.
I hope so.
Plug away. Where can they find you?
What do I have coming up? The 27th of this month, I have Simi Valley, California, Millennium Pro Wrestling. And then, actually the 19th, I believe it's going to be the 19th now. This weekend, I actually kind of helped promote my first wrestling show ever, which we had Joey Ryan from TNA, or who just got released from TNA in the main event. And we will be doing our second Brian Kendrick's Wrestling Pro Wrestling, the 19th in Huntington Park.
And you can find me
at Cluminator.
Yeah, at Cluminator right here, Showtime Josh right here.
On Twitter.
Okay, on Twitter. Now, guys, if you guys are going to be down in the San Diego area for Comic-Con, hit me up on Twitter, because I'll be down there reporting all the nerdy stuff that we got down there.
He'll be posing for pictures and signing autographs.
I'll probably be in my tights and my cape.
Is WWE gonna have a big presence down there again this year? They had a big press conference.
Everyone's down there.
Was it last year or the year before where Punk showed up at the belt?
Oh yeah, but I think that was
They had, like,
on the East Coast, right? I don't think he did it in San Diego.
It was in San Diego when he did that. Yeah.
So I will be out next week, but I will hopefully, if I still have my job, be back in 2 weeks. And you can find me on Twitter at Cathy Kelley. You can find me here at AfterBuzz doing a million different shows. And you can follow AfterBuzz at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter and Instagram. Phil, where can they find you?
Here doing other shows like Bar Rescue.
Okay.
Hello.
And I have to say that you're an amazing boss.
And the hero.
What a great voice you have back there. It's awesome.
Amazing. Yeah. So until next week, see you
Points
later.
with the boss right there.
Good looking guy, great voice, total package.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Husky Harris.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.